Steve, thank you so much for that kind introduction. Steve's a great example of an individual who's utilized his talents to better the lives of so many in our Commonwealth. So let's give it up for Steve. As a lifelong Democrat and a supporter of the labor movement, I want to thank every one of you in this room for what you do every day. And I hope I can count on your support on my way to becoming the next governor of Massachusetts. I've never been in a union, but like all of you, I have devoted my life to bettering this Commonwealth. I went to medical school at Harvard and I became a surgeon at Brigham and Women's Hospital because I wanted to help people. And after some years of practicing surgery, I found that I could help more people as a leader and a manager in our health system. And that's really been my career for the past 30 years. I was the Chief Operating Officer of Blue Cross and Blue Shield in the 1990s. When we formed HMO Blue, we controlled healthcare costs, and we created many jobs throughout the state. And for the past 6.5 years, I've been running a large global division of an international medical research company based in Massachusetts. We have 15,000 employees in 50 countries, and we have 2,000 here in Massachusetts. Creating new jobs for our future that will strengthen and grow our middle class, that's got to be our highest priority. And that's going to require our next governor to work hand in hand with labor. I have done that. As a former selectman for 6 years, I worked with our public sector unions. It was through this work that I saw the importance of collective bargaining and how it can help level the playing field. As a manager of a business, I understand the sacred trust that is the social contract between an employer and an employee. And I promise you today, I will uphold that trust and ensure that the basic right of collective bargaining remains alive and well in our Commonwealth. I've been in 109 cities and towns in this campaign so far, and I've seen the faces of this recession. I've met people who still cannot find a job years later. I've heard the uncertainty in a man's voice when he tells me he isn't sure when the next day on his job site will be. And I've seen the humiliation in the eyes of men and women who have to work at a job beneath their level of training. And I've spoken to single mothers who are working 2 or 3 part-time jobs to make up for the one they lost, just to put food on the table for their children. That's why we need organized labor. Unions provide a livable wage and good benefits. They ensure that men and women won't be taken advantage of by municipalities, contractors, or businesses. Oftentimes, as a nation emerges from a recession, unionized labor, including our friends in the public sector, have a bullseye on their back. There are now 24 states in this country that are right-to-work states, including the recent additions of Indiana and Michigan. So my friends in labor, it's time for your representatives at the state level to stop giving lip service to those who put them in office. Just 2 years ago, here in Massachusetts, our own state government began to break that sacred trust and erode your collective bargaining rights. Now, it's a shame they were attacking unions. But what's worse is they were attacking the middle class, which is the core of our Commonwealth's economy. In my administration, labor will have a seat at the table. In my administration, you will see an increase in the minimum wage to $10 an hour. Project labor agreements for construction with state and federal funding. Prevailing wages for all projects. Collaboration between education and industry to guarantee job upon graduation or certification. And better funding to punish all employers who are hiring undocumented workers. I know how this undercuts our economy and the labor market. We have a long long history of electing outsiders to the governor's office, and Governor Patrick has shown recently that it can be done. I will win this race, and here is why. I've spent the last 8 months traveling across this Commonwealth. I've participated in over 300 events in over 100 cities and towns. People are unsure about their financial security. Healthcare, college tuition, and the day-to-day cost of living are rising faster than middle-class salaries. This is an unsustainable path. We cannot allow Massachusetts to be divided into the haves and the have-nots. We need fresh new leadership that will govern the entire Commonwealth and bring economic prosperity from Pittsfield to Provincetown. So as governor, I will stand shoulder to shoulder with you in this fight to save the middle class. And together, we can recover from this recession and create jobs so that the men and women of labor can provide for their families. Because in the end, that is what's most important. So as your governor, I'll fight for the middle class, and I will deliver for our Commonwealth. Thank you very much.